This is Dave Moreland. Bill Davis grew up in Dallas listening to legendary radio stations like KLIF, KBOX, and KVIL. But believe it or not, radio wasn't his first love. It was music. When Bill saw the Beatles on The Ed Sullivan Show in 1964, he thought to himself, now that looks like a good job. So at 11 years of age, he picked up a guitar, formed a band, and figured he'd become famous. But then in a few years, he came back down to earth and realized rock and roll stardom was not in his future. But his love of radio never left him. While attending college at Stephen F. Austin University in Nacogdoches, he managed to get a job at the Bob Dunn owned and operated stations KSFA AM and FM, where he worked every conceivable job and shift. After stops in Brownwood and McKinney, his career really took off when he arrived in Tyler in 1981. During the 1980s and 90s, Tyler's KTYL was considered one of the top small market stations in the country, and Bill was a big part of that, doing mornings there for 15 years. Under Bill's direction, KTYL brought major market promotions like the incredible prize catalog, checks in the mail, and the KTYL World Tour to East Texas, and along with it, major rating success. After KTYL, Bill worked at Tyler's Sunny 106.5 KOOI as assistant PD and music director, and again, saw the station go to the top of the ratings. In 2002, he was back doing mornings at the legendary KDOK in Tyler, the home of such Hall of Famers as Bill Young, Jimmy Rabbit, and Randy Robbins. In 2005, Bill headed north to Bellingham, Washington to work for the Cascade Radio Group, a position he still holds to this day. Please join me in congratulating a man I've had the honor of working with for over 30 years, and one of my best friends, 2017 Texas Radio Hall of Fame inductee, Bill Davis.
Oh, thank you guys so much. That's very kind of you. My wife, I don't know if you saw, she stopped me right before I got up, and she gave me last-minute advice. She said, make sure you do the 3 B's. Be sincere, be brief, and be seated. I'll do my best to follow that, sweetie. I want to thank my brother Corky and his wife Jane, my sister Candy for being here today, my best friend from 1966. We celebrated our 51st anniversary together as buddies. Greg Brown came in from Dallas. Thank you so much for that. First and foremost, my lovely wife Lisa, she put up with those 4 a.m. wake-up calls for so many years, and she always told folks she didn't mind all those women waking up with her husband every single morning, and I thank you so much for that. Bobby Kearns, she was my morning radio partner and wife for about 13 years, and by the way, Josh, what a spread you put on. Thank you so much, buddy. I appreciate that. This great Texas Museum of Broadcasting Communications. I also want to thank 2011 inductee, the legendary Ira Lipson. Thank you so much, buddy. You've been a mentor and great friend, the creator of the zoo. You have been one of my best radio friends for all these years. 2017 fellow inductee Bill Harrison is here today. If it hadn't been for you and little Jim Stanzel is here, you gave us the tools, the promotional tools to sound major market. KTYL would have never been the superstation that it became. My best radio friend, my co-worker for almost 30 years, 2014 inductee, Dave Moreland, saying that you are the best program director I ever worked with, that doesn't even begin to approach it. We were a tremendous team. We always were creatively feeding off of each other, pushing each other to the limit. I cherish our association. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's a great business. I love the fact that we get to create and play in a sandbox every single day. And every 2 weeks, they give us money. Not as much as we used to get, but they still give us money. Case in point, when I was working at KDOC before I left for Bellingham, Washington, we were challenged to come up with a money-making idea for Memorial Day. And that's always hard to do. So we decided we would do an all-day concert of live music of our core artists, the Beatles, Tommy James, Elvis, Beach Boys, people like that. So we got live music, licensed live music for all of them. We put together a 12-hour concert on Memorial Day, and we had 3 rotating stages, which, Jim Stanzel, you should be very proud. We sold the naming rights to every single one of those. We had a 70,000-seat fictitious Memorial Stadium in Tyler, Texas, that we sold the naming rights to. We printed up T-shirts, and we called it KDOC stock, the greatest East Texas concert that never, ever happened. People claimed they were there. The biggest compliment we could ever get was on that day, on Memorial Day. We were at home listening to the board op run the show. I got a call mid-afternoon, and he says, we may have a problem. And I said, what's that? He says, I'm getting calls from law enforcement officials. They say people are stopping them, wondering where Memorial Stadium is because they hear the Stones are in town. What a business we still work in. I cherish this honor. Thank you so much. You have been great just to be here. As we said, everybody who came from everywhere around. I'm still in the business. I'm still working up in Bellingham, Washington, and it is just a great honor to still be in this great business we call radio. Thank you so much.